Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Dratnos' Civilization 5 Let's Play. Excuse me. So, before we get started, I have two quick geographical notes. Last episode, you heard me mention this area, and consider that it might be the Himalayas, because we know that this map is designed after Earth, and this appears to be the Indian Peninsula. So, potentially, I thought that was the Himalayas, but it turns out the Himalayas actually are on the eastern edge of India, not the western, and so this is more likely the Indus Valley between India and modern-day Pakistan. So that's good for me to know. I'm not really a huge geography buff. And the other thing was that I'd potentially proposed that it looked sort of like Texas. However, somebody in the comments pointed out that, indeed, Texas is bordered by the south continuously with Mexico. And I'd just been so used to looking at maps of the US that, like, the shape looked familiar as the Texas Peninsula, or the Texas, like the way Texas looks on a map, and I had forgotten to consider that there is indeed land below Texas. So that was my bad, and that was actually quite embarrassing when I took a look back. I was like, oh wait, yeah, there's that other country, you know, there. It's not all just America. I'm sure I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for thinking that the whole world is just America. Although, to be fair, my first guess wasn't Texas. My first guess, I'm pretty sure, was India for this specific landmass. Anyways, what are we doing with our spearmen dudes? Well, we're trying to gather these ruins, and then we're going to go kill these barbarians. It's a pretty easy life, being a spearman. You just explore ruins, climb mountains, and kill barbarians. Alright, so we found survivors in these ruins. In gratitude, they're going to settle one of our cities, increasing its population. So that's good news. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so London has grown to 3 now, which is going to be in faster production, which is good. So that was a pretty lucky, or a pretty fortuitous ruin there. Alright, let's take a look at policy options. So we could either adopt liberty or honor and get the starting bonus for one of those. So we've just passed another culture threshold. Or we can take a tradition, one of these like tradition abilities. So let's look through these. I'm gonna do that, I think. I'm gonna try and fill out this tradition tree first, but let's take a look at which ones are best. There is Oligarchy. Garrisoned units cost no maintenance, and cities with garrison gain plus 50% ranged combat strength. That's pretty decent. You'd want to... So garrisoning a unit, you can only garrison, I think, 1 unit per city. Costing no maintenance, so it'll be a minor benefit, especially because I don't necessarily plan to garrison units for a little while. But the plus 50% range strength is pretty good. That means that you'd probably be able to take 1 or 2 more dudes with a city. However, I'm also not under immediate stress of a siege. So I'm going to go ahead and skip Oligarchy for now and grab it when it'll be more useful. Legalism will give me a free culture building in my first 4 cities. That'd be super cool. I wonder if it carries over to my next 3 that I build, because I haven't built the next 3 yet. And Aristocracy. Plus 15% production when building wonders, and plus 1 happiness for every 10 citizens in a city. Again, you can see that these are all kind of built towards having a few massive mega cities. I'm going to go ahead and go with the culture bonus first, because I don't necessarily plan to be building wonders until I can get to my next policy, and it'd be good to start getting more policies faster, and so getting that free culture building is good. Hopefully it'll show up in my next few cities as well, otherwise I've made a terrible tactical mistake. Alright, let's go ahead and yeah, pass through this pass here, this mountain pass. I believe in real life, if this is indeed the border, or the area between India and Pakistan, this area would have had a lot of conflict in it throughout the years. Because, indeed, those 2 countries are not always friendly. And, indeed, they're rarely friendly, if my understanding of the current situation of the world is not horribly mistaken, which I believe it isn't in that case. That one sounds pretty right. Okay, so we've got an enemy brute stationed on their encampment. It is only on a desert, so they're not going to get any bonuses for anything except being fortified. So let's go ahead and move on over and see if we can't take them down. Normally they won't actually stray from, like, they won't lead the... Oh, they just got a new unit. So encampments spawn units. We're going to go ahead and try and get this... So there's a few good reasons to take this one down first. Next turn he's going to attack me, and right now he's facing away, which means that I'm flanking him. I'd get a... Oh wait, no, he's flanking me. Sorry. My bad. So because there are 2 of them, and they both are surrounding me, they are flanking me. Facing doesn't matter in this game. I was thinking of a different game. So my options are attack and give them that flanking bonus, or relocate to here, and then kill him next turn without the flanking bonus. So it'd be a bit easier to take him down. However, I'm worried about him just running away, which would be not nice. I'm going to go ahead and just charge right now. I think we'll be okay. If we're not okay, then oops. Okay, we've dealt 38 damage. We've taken 23 damage. We're probably going to have to heal up after we kill this guy, but otherwise we're good. Colombo, our lovely, friendly neighborhood city-state. Ooh. Now, they've made an interesting decision here to actually be on the attack, which is probably a bad choice, because spearmen are great on defense. So you see, we've actually done a whole bunch of damage relative to them. We'll go ahead and take these guys down, and we could probably actually survive another turn. Ooh, actually, we took a fairly large amount of damage there, so we're now down to 29 hit points here. I feel like we'll survive another attack if they actually come out and attack us, but we probably would have to retreat and heal up before we could take the encampment down. Now, Colombo just gave us a quest, which is they want us to bully Genoa. I don't know where Genoa is yet, but if I find it and then I demand money from them, Colombo will be pleased. Alright, another civilization has formed a pantheon. We still haven't gotten our pantheon up yet. Oh. Okay, yeah, you can see we're down to very little health here. Now, what I could do is I could just heal up instantly. Or my other option would be to improve my abilities and then wait a little while to actually kill these guys. And I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go for the long game here. So we're gonna go ahead and grab drill and then pop over here. I don't know. It's a tough choice, because, I mean, it means I'm gonna be out of commission for a few more turns, but I'm gonna be far more effective when I'm back. So I'm gonna hit H, fortify and heal. London wants some silver, if we can get it to them. Usually you can't really get luxury resources places super early in the game. However, we are a coastal city, so who knows, if we find some other silver near the coast, we won't need to build a road to connect it to London. We can just ferry it over the sea with the correct technology, which I always forget which one that is. Okay, still healing up on this hill here. We'll probably want to wait here until we're pretty much full, because these guys are also going to be filling back up on health. And if as soon as, like, they get two more turns than us, because we have to move twice before we can engage. Anyways, hopefully nobody else takes down that encampment while I'm here. Ooh, we've just met Ethiopia. Okay, he is the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, the Lord of Lords, and the King of Kings, but I can call him Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. Cool stuff. Okay. Well, I don't really have any business to conduct with him right now. There's nothing of value that we can really trade to each other at this point in the game. But we found his scout. Okay. So his scout's coming from there. And it looks like they were facing that way. And facing, again, it's not an actual game thing, but if they move from here, they're going to be facing that way. So I believe he's coming from up here. So we can go maybe explore and find the Ethiopian capital up there. See if we can, yeah, locate and identify them. So that potentially if we need to kill them or defend them later, as the situation varies. Okay, we're up to 91 hit points. I think we're good now. Oh, they haven't even been healing up. That's embarrassing. Okay. But they're fortified. Huh, maybe on this difficulty. This is normal difficulty, though. I believe they should be doing that. Alright, well, you know we've won here because it's already revealed these tiles. Delightful. So, we've dispersed a villainous barbarian encampment. We've recovered 75 gold. We've completed the quest for Colombo, which was put them into the friendly category. Now that they're friends, as a mercantile civilization, they're going to be giving us extra happiness. And they're going to be potentially giving us jewelry. If we can get to ally, we'd become jewelry. But we can't get to ally without either giving them a gift, which I don't want to do right now, or by completing their other quest. I also noticed that the window here is a bit missized. Don't know what's causing that. I think I changed the resolution after I fired up Civ, so maybe that's a bug caused by that. Alright, and we've discovered ancient ruins. Sending a unit into them may uncover hidden secrets. Yes, more ancient ruins. Hopefully, good thing the Ethiopians didn't see that. So that pretty much rules out them coming from this way.
But not its mineral rights.
Okay, so we've gotten mining now. Animal husbandry is always a potentially good choice. Revealing horses early can help you if you're potentially going to be interested in some early aggression. I'm not sure I will be, though. Archery is good for defense, because archers are great defensive units. especially on cities. Not really outside of cities, but when they're on cities and they can't take damage themselves, they're great units. Sailing would mean that I could explore and harvest resources in the sea. Calendar would mean plantations for luxury resources. Do I have any luxury resources near me? Well, I have some silk, which requires calendar, so that makes sense. It would also give me access to Stonehenge, which would give me some extra faith. So yeah, why don't we go with calendar? I feel like we're pretty good for right now on some of the other stuff, but what if we rush calendar and then see if we can't get Stonehenge up before anybody else? It seems reasonable, because London has grown fairly fast, and it probably has a relatively large amount of tools. My apologies there, my apologies. We are back. And we were talking about how great London is, which is not something I usually talk... Oh, hey!
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he
So we've
treadeth
just
out
discovered
corn.
animal husbandry by walking onto those ruins there. That's good. That's probably the best possible ruins bonus, besides... well, so we've gotten a lot of the good ruins. We've gotten, I think, we got a map for one of them. And we got the upgrade... Oh, we found more ruins. Wow, it's our lucky day. And that's probably Genoa there. So we could potentially bully them to become super good friends with Colombo, which we might do. Alright. Yeah, another map. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the map ones, but it's useful. And it has caused us to discover Genoa. And we haven't actually discovered them yet, so we don't get that little bonus until we actually see their city. Which is, or until we actually, like, get a unit within eyesight of their city? I don't know, that's weird. Or maybe... I don't even know how that works. Let's find out. If I go here... Yeah, okay, I've discovered them. So we've met the city-state of Genoa. They provide us with a gift of 15 gold. Which means that we're not the first empire they've spoken with, because you get 30 gold if you're the first empire they speak with. They're also a mercantile and hostile... So they're basically the same type of city-state as our good friend Colombo. They are mad about this enemy barbarian encampment nearby, so we'll go ahead and get that. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to bully them a little bit. So ask me for a tribute. I'm going to take... But I can't actually take gold from them, because I don't have a strong military presence near them, I guess. Okay. Well, maybe I'll move my spearmen as close as I can to their city and then fortify until they're fully healed and see if I can bully them. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll kill this encampment, get enough influence to bully, and then bully them, because it's better to have one allied city-state than two friendly ones, in my experience. Okay, let's see if we can... No, okay, so we still can't ask him for tribute. However, we're going to have to heal up our dudes anyway, so we'll check that out. Okay, somebody's just worshipped fertility rites, which is probably one of the best pantheons in my limited experience with gods and kings. Okay. Let's go ahead and fortify up until healed here. Seems like a good call. Yeah, so Genoa, even though it looks fairly weak, it looks like, you know, if you're used to Civilization 3, you'd be like, well, why don't you walk your dudes onto the city and take it? Well, because actually, cities are fairly tough in Civ 5, as I've already mentioned. And it'd actually be a fairly daunting task, even though it's only strength 11 to... Oops. I accidentally... Oh, wait, no, they still needed to heal. Good. Okay, now we can move them. So let's go over here, and let's just quickly double-check to see if they'll be bullied again. Oh, yes, we can take gold now. Okay, give me gold. Yes, I do want to demand tribute. Which means that now we're allies with Colombo. How nice. So now we can move freely within their borders and everything. And they're going to give us access to jewelry, I believe. Yeah, and you can see we've got massive excess of happiness here, because we do have access to jewelry, because they're a mercantile place. So that's pretty awesome. That is pretty darn awesome. And now we can even become potentially friends with Genoa by killing off these barbarians, which would be pretty funny. I guess we couldn't, like, role-playing-wise, what we did was we asked them for money as a advance on killing this barbarian encampment. Yeah, that's what we're going to say had happened. Okay, charge! See, we're on an oasis here. Oases are actually probably the only decent tiles you can find for city building in deserts, besides sugar if you're interested in just getting access to the luxury resource. Yeah, Genoa's in a fairly unfortunate placement in terms of growth here. I mean, so they've got floodplains. Floodplains means you can grow, actually, pretty fast. So that's not that bad. And they do have access to gold, so potentially I stand corrected. But normally you don't really want to be a city in the middle of a desert. Historically, that doesn't work out too well for cities. I mean, there are some great cities in deserts, but most of them aren't in deserts, to my knowledge. This kind of terrain works quite a bit better. Okay, hey, and we've got enough culture for another policy, because we're pumping out culture, +6 per turn. So we can actually get aristocracy now, which would mean that we'd get extra production towards our Stonehenge when we start building it. The other option would be plus 10% growth and plus 2 food in the capital. That's potentially another great one. Also, plus 1 gold and minus 1 unhappiness for every 2 citizens in the capital. All of these are great. The question is, which one do we want to get first? So let's go ahead and just quickly close this. We're going to finish calendar in 23 turns. Now, I feel like if we don't... Okay. I feel like we have time before we need to get aristocracy. I feel like landed elite might be the better choice for immediate growth. And then as soon as we get to 320, which, hang on, 320 divided by 6. So in 53 turns, we'll be able to get aristocracy. However, I think that the increased growth rate means that we'll get more of a bonus because the extra citizens will help out our wonder more when we start building it. So I believe that was the right call, but I might be wrong. It also gives us more flexibility because if somebody else builds the wonder, we'll still be able to be decently effective with that policy because we can switch to building something that's not a wonder and maintain much to benefit. Okay, down goes the Barbarian, and here's our reward. And now we're friends with Genoa, even though we did bully them, and we're allies with Colombo, which is great. Super great. Yes. Okay, good stuff. Let's take a look at what we got here in London. Well, we've just finished our first construction. We have, let's see how many turns we have. We have 21 turns before we should be getting going on the old Stonehenge. So we could either get a shrine and get a bit of a bonus to faith early, or we could get a worker. No, we don't have enough time for the worker. So a scout, warrior, or shrine are really the only ones that'll get done in time, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and grab the shrine. It'll probably even be done in time because we'll grow in 9 turns, and that means we'll probably get another tool or 2. And I mean, by tool, I mean the building unit rather than, like, jerk. However, both might be applicable in this case. Who knows? Maybe the new citizen coming to London is going to be a tool in both senses of the word. Which would be, okay. Growth is somewhat slowed down slightly here. I guess we've oh yeah, so London has automatically reallocated some people to extra tools so that this takes less time. It does that for you. It's nice. However, it is fun if you're playing this like I sometimes do, to actually manually allocate everything in your cities. Okay, world's most progressive people. I believe that's by number of social policies, and yes, I am the world's most progressive person. However, I'm tied, basically, with 5 other folks for that, for 6 social policies. Or 3 social policies, rather. And then our good friend Ethiopia is tied with us, and our other decent friend, Boudica, of the Celts, is down at 2. So that's good to know. We are ahead of the pack there, although we did only just get our policy, so maybe some of the others have had it for longer and are going to beat us out on culture a bit. However, I feel like our culture is going to be fine. So we're potentially going to be a smallish, culturally civilization, potentially. Alright, we're losing grasp on Genoa. In about 2 turns, we're going to be no longer friends with them, which means we're going to take a bit of a happiness hit. But that's okay. I don't want to spend the gold on that. I'd rather hoard it a little bit because we don't really need the extra happiness. However, extra happiness is good because it brings you towards a golden age. The way it works is that based on your excess happiness, you earn points towards a golden age. And when you get enough points, for 20 turns, I believe, every tile in your empire produces extra gold. You get 20% extra production and 20% extra culture, which is a pretty great bonus. However, it's potentially, it's fairly. I don't think it's quite worth keeping our happiness now. I'd rather save the gold so that we can use it later for potentially more important things. I'd rather keep the flexibility, you see. All right, we're no longer friends with Genoa. We lose 2 happiness. We no longer have permission to walk through their territory. Okay, I can live with that. That works fine with me. All right. So yeah, this is definitely, this is going to be modern day Saudi Arabia right here. I recognize the area. This is the Middle East, I believe, unless I'm horrible. Like, look at this map down here. That looks pretty convincing. Let's go explore more. Yeah. Look at this. This is Africa down here. So we can go take a look at Africa and explore it. Which would mean Europe would be up here. So I guess we could go and take the actual island of Great Britain and see if we can move some of our cities to over there. However, that seems like a poor tactical choice. Or actually, I should probably just turn back and start exploring maybe up around here and stay relatively close to my city. That'd probably be the safer call. As much fun as it would be to explore Africa, I think I'm going to leave that threshold uncrossed for now. and start heading up north. Actually, I'm sure there's loads of oil as well here, so maybe getting a city down here for later would be a good call. Who knows? I'm not sure how realistic resource allocation is, whether they allocate it where it should be or randomly. All right, City of London has grown once again. We're now stocked up with 4 people there, and we're going to finish our shrine at the same time as our calendar becomes ready, which means that we'll be able to start researching Stonehenge or building Stonehenge, which is good because I'd rather. Stonehenge seems like a great wonder to have if we're potentially going to be a small, cultural, religious civilization. Okay. Keep on rocking here. Keep on moving along. So we could head up this way through modern-day Turkey-ish area. Wait, no. That's not modern-day. I didn't even know. This is a bit. I'm a bit confused here because I don't. This is because of the way that the hexagon system works. None of the edges of the seas look super familiar. Anyways. Well, we'll just keep on exploring here, waiting for... Oh, barbarians. Exactly what we were waiting for. He's, again, not on a hill, so even though we've been researching all these promotions for our dudes... Oh, we're no longer allies with Colombo. That's going to be quite a large happiness hit. So, let's see... Let's see what we can do for them. They want to defeat barbarian units invading their territory. That's their current quest. I don't see barbarian units in their territory, but maybe some have spawned... What I'll do is I'll come here and then I'll go back and see if I can help them with that. For now, let's take these guys down and then get going back towards home. All right, we've done quite a bit of damage there. Just doing the damages. That's pretty good. Always a good thing to be doing if you're a militaristic dude. All right, let's take these guys down. All right. Okay. Almost ready to start construction of Stonehenge. That's going to be a good wonder to have, I believe. Hopefully nobody steals it from us. Ooh, and we've met Greece. Welcome, stranger. I am Alexander, ruler of these lands. Blah, 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 blah. I don't really need anything from him right now. It's good to see. Those are the Greek special unit is the hoplite. I believe that replaces the spearman, which means that were I to get into a confrontation with him, he would probably win because hoplites are pretty good early. However, I have, or he doesn't have a unique unit for late game. He just has the hoplite for early game. So that's an interesting choice when you're picking civilization, whether you want to focus on an early advantage or a late advantage. So if you have an early advantage, you might not be able to use it later in the game when, if the game drags on to them. But if you have a late advantage, you might not get that far in the game, and you might be in a bad way because of that. I'm going to heal up here because I'd rather, if I encounter barbarians on the way, I'd rather not be mobbed by 2 of them while at low health. That would be fairly unpleasant. Let's also see where the Greeks go. It looks like they also spawned near modern-day Greece, potentially, because Greece is up that way. So that's pretty cool. Oops, I forgot to hit next turn, because I'm silly. Okay, sure, move through my dudes. That's fine. I'm not sure I could do that. Hang on. No, I can't. Or maybe, well, but he's on a 2 square. Okay, he's on a square that takes 2 moves to get through. Oh yeah, he definitely looks like he can move through my dudes. I don't know what he's exploring necessarily. I guess it's good. Ooh, here we go.
So teach us to number our days, so that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Great, we've got calendar. Okay, next time on Dratnos' Civ 5 Gods and Kings Game of the Year Edition Let's Play, we're going to build Stonehenge. It's going to take 92 turns, but we're going to build it. That's what's going to happen. So, my name has been Dratnos. Thank you everybody for watching. Stick around, watch the next episode so that we can see what we research. Who knows what it could be. Also, I'd appreciate it if you could like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Each of those buttons actually helps me out a great deal, so I would very much appreciate it if you could do that. So, thank you everybody for watching. My name has been Dratnos, once again. Goodbye.